I'm here at London Gatwick Airport, about to set off on a solo adventure to Orlando, Florida. I am so excited. However, we have just hit our first problem. On the way here, I was notified that my flight is 2.5 hours delayed. Now what that means is it is almost 6 hours now until I take off, because I normally get here between 3 and 3.5 hours before the flight, because I actually really like the airport. So here comes my next dilemma. Do I just check in and go through and spend those 6 hours in the airport in the departure lounge, or do I maybe look at a day rate hotel here at Gatwick, because there are a couple of places that will give you a day rate, so you can just chill in a bedroom, maybe have a little sleep, because I was up at 5:45 a.m. this morning. So I'm gonna just have a little look at my options. I'll keep you updated. I am flying with BA, so I'm here in the South Terminal. Now in the South Terminal, I have two options for the day rate hotel. There is Yotel Air here, and then upstairs there is also the Block Hotel. There is a website called Day Use that will actually give you day rates for hotels that maybe don't advertise it on their websites. For example, the Hilton Hotel that I normally stay in the night before I fly offers a day rate on there. It is about £80, so it's still pretty expensive. All right, I think we have a plan. I am going to go to Yotel Air and I'm going to book a deluxe queen room. It wasn't that much more for the deluxe queen room over their teeny tiny standard room, which I think was like bunk beds. So I'd be quite happy to have a bigger bed. I think it was like £10 extra. So I'm going to go over there, do that now. I can have that room from 8 a.m. till 12 p.m. It is just like 8:15 a.m. So it was letting me book it from 8 a.m. even though it's past that time. I've never stayed in the Yotel Air before, so I'm excited to go and check it out. I'm inside the room now. I actually had to run straight back out to reception because the room is roasting. It's so hot. And I had turned the little dial thing in here down to cold, but it didn't seem to be doing anything. And the lady at the desk just confirmed that they actually don't control the temperature and the airport control it, which is typical British behavior. I feel like whenever it gets cold outside, they just ramp up the heat inside, and it's that horrible like artificial heat. It's the same on the trains, the tube, everything, and it's so unnecessary because then you end up going from really cold to boiling, sweating. But she did give me a Dyson fan, which I've never actually used before, so I'm gonna give that a go, plug that in and see if we can cool the room down a little bit, because I definitely wouldn't be able to sleep too well, I don't think, in this temperature. I like a nice cool room to sleep in. But let me give you a bit of a room tour anyway. I've just popped my luggage here, but I've got a little side table here, and then I've got these controls. I think I was expecting something super modern, but this is definitely quite outdated. Like a lot of the buttons, you can't actually see what they're supposed to do. But I had a bit of a play around, and there is some fun light settings, and then there's a button that will also lay the bed flat. As you can see, it's kind of up like a bit of a couch at the moment. I wouldn't say this looks particularly great for anyone that's super tall, but it should be perfect for me. And there's another little side table over here. This is the weird little temperature adjustment thing that apparently doesn't actually do anything. And then we have a rainfall shower in here. We've got a toilet down here, a sink. They've given me some glasses to have some water. And then there is on the wall here this chair, which I believe I can fold this out into a desk and then use that there. And then we've got a TV in the wall here with a remote just there below, and some hanging space and a full length mirror. So I'm not going to waste too much time. I am here just to try and have a little bit of sleep. So I'm going to jump straight into bed and rest for a couple of hours. And I think I'll still probably head through about 2.5 hours before the updated departure time. My updated departure time now is 1:55. It is just 8:30 now. So even if I don't get some sleep, hopefully I just get a bit of rest, and I might feel a little bit more awake afterwards. Now, I was saying about my luggage situation, what I've actually got here are two large cases, but I do have my cabin case also with me. It is just inside this case. So what I need to do is take my cabin case out, and then I need to put some stuff from this case into the other case just to balance out. Otherwise I'm going to be checking in pretty much an empty suitcase. Now the reason I do that when I'm traveling to the airport is to allow me to just have two bags to carry on and off the trains. So much easier just having two bags to get on and off, just makes that commute a lot smoother. Now at King's Cross Station, which is where I started, they have lifts and everything, so it's really quite a convenient journey, and it's much better than getting a taxi because it's quicker and a lot cheaper. I'm trying to figure out the bed situation. I found it a minute ago and now I've lost it. I'm now rested and a little bit more refreshed. I'm going to go check in for my flight. I have to say the room served its purpose. It was nice and clean. The bed was comfortable. The sheets not so comfortable, but the bed itself, like the mattress, was comfortable. And actually with the fan, the temperature was okay, but now that I have it off, I'm feeling the heat in the room again. So I'm gonna make a move and head over to the BA check-in desk. There's no update on the flight. It looks like it's still departing at 1:55, which is about 2.5 hours later than scheduled. So I basically spent that 2.5 hours here. Quite expensive, I guess, like for the amount of time that I've used it, but I could have used it from 8 a.m. till 12, which is 4 hours for the same price. I really do like the concept of these kind of rooms, the like sleeping pods, but I do think like I wouldn't stay or choose to stay here overnight over somewhere like the Premier Inn. I think the Premier Inn is a lot nicer here at Gatwick, especially those Premier Plus rooms. But I think it served its purpose for the few hours. I think if it was a little bit more modern, you know, if it had like a more modern television and like, you know, they didn't just have regular plug sockets, they had some USB-Cs or even just a USB-A slot. They only had plug sockets here. So yeah, I think, you know, when it first opened, it was probably a little bit more modern for the time. I feel the same about the Block Hotel, to be honest. I think it was at the time, you know, quite a modern room, and now it just seems really outdated. So I think if it had a bit of a refresh, I would definitely be more interested in coming back to stay here again. So I've got about 3 hours now until the updated departure time. So let's head on out. I'm just in this corridor now, and like all the rooms are just off the corridor. But what kind of surprised me when I arrived, you can just like completely see into the room. Now obviously there is blinds, and I have put the blinds down on my side, and then, you know, you can't see in. But I don't know what I was expecting, but I was a bit surprised when I first rocked up. And now luckily it's been nice and quiet while I've been here. It doesn't seem like many rooms are actually in use. It looks like this whole corridor is not in use right now. So I didn't hear any noise or anything, but I imagine if it is busy, like you would hear a lot of people going past your room, and like the door is right beside your bed. I am all checked in. There was actually a 0 queue for the business class check-in. I'm flying premium economy today, but I am using the business check-in because I have silver status. Actually with World Traveller Plus, I don't think they have a separate check-in here anymore. It's really random. At some airports they will do, but it's not an advertised benefit anymore. Although if you are bronze, silver or gold, you can use the dedicated business class check-in regardless of what cabin you're actually flying in. Having a dedicated check-in area is not particularly valuable right now anyway, because it is really, really quiet. Now, obviously, I am checking in a lot later than planned. It is 11:13, as you can see on the clock back there. My flight was supposed to take off at 11:20. In the morning time, this is a lot busier, the check-in area. Do bear that in mind. Anytime I've come on the morning flight, there has been quite a decent queue here for World Traveller, and then also for the bag drop on the far side. Let's head on up to the departure gates, get through security, and then we can do a bit of shopping. So it is New Year's Eve today. Now I think that also will play into why the airport is a little bit quieter. I feel like if people are traveling to do something for New Year's, they would have gone on morning flights or flights yesterday evening. Now with the delay that I have, I'll probably end up landing about half an hour before the New Year's celebrations here at midnight, which is a shame because I kind of wanted to like get in and then FaceTime home for that, but I think I'll probably be in an Uber. So many lovely smells coming through the duty-free. I don't think I'm going to buy anything, but that won't stop me having a little mooch. I really like the Chloe perfumes. I found one I liked last time and I actually almost bought it, but they didn't have it in stock. Oh, it's this one here. Cedra, and they do have it in stock. Ooh, I actually got a perfume for Christmas though, so I don't think I want to get another one. I'm so bad as well at getting things and then like I feel like I need to wait for a special occasion to open them, so they just sit and don't get used. So I'm determined to kind of like use things up before I go and buy other things. There's probably going to be a lot of sales and stuff on at the moment because it is January sale time post Boxing Day here in the UK, which is the day after Christmas. I might actually just pop up to the lounge first and chill for a little bit, and then I can come back down and do a bit of shopping before I head off to the gate. I'm just up at the BA Lounge now. I'm just gonna pop in and maybe just grab something small to eat and also like fill up my water bottle, maybe get some crisps for the flight. They always have some good crisps in here. I just grabbed a few bits from the buffet. They were actually doing the changeover from breakfast to lunch, so the majority of it was kind of cordoned off while they were doing that, but they had some breakfast bits still left. I grabbed a banana, and then I've also just got a little selection of breakfast bits, a little bit of bacon, hash brown, and a muffin. Now, because it probably has been sitting there a little while they're changing over, it might not be the best, but we'll give it a go. Should I start with the banana? I guess I probably should get something healthy into me first. But then this is hot and it's gonna go cold. Probably is cold already, let's be honest. Got some juice as well. Oh, that's lovely. I put some ice in the orange juice, so it'd be nice and cold. Now, because this was off to the side, it wasn't like on a hot plate or anything, so I'm not sure if it will actually still be a hot breakfast. Well, the hot breakfast is stone cold. So I'm just gonna stick with my banana. I think the lunch menu looks all right. Like they have salads and stuff out. The hot food that they have out is like little mini pies and things, and I'm not at dinner stage yet, you know what I mean? Sometimes they'll have sandwiches and stuff out, so if they do, I might grab a little sandwich, or sometimes even better, they have scones out with cream. Would love a little afternoon tea scone. I'm actually kind of curious to see what happens on our flight with the food, because they've been doing this weird, very weird brunch menu. Really, really strange. Like you kind of get breakfast type food, but then you get like dinner type desserts, and then it gets served with wine. I don't really plan to stay long in the lounge. I want to go and have a browse around some more shops and stuff before I go down to my gate. I do also want to run to Pret and get a roll. I've learned my lesson on having backup food for the plane. I now always do that, bring backup food, because even in business class, I've had times where the food comes out and it's not good, and so just having a roll or something in the bag is perfect. There's nothing worse than being sat on a flight and being starving, and even worse if you get delayed or something and you're on the plane a lot longer than expected and you just don't have extra food, because they don't put extra food on the plane when they get delayed. I also grabbed a bag of the Tyrrell's sweet chili and pepper crisps. The Tyrrell's crisps are so nice, but the sweet chili and pepper is really nice. I also like the salt and vinegar flavor that they do. Definitely recommend picking up a bag if you're in the BA Lounge for your flight. Just heading out of the lounge now. I'm gonna pop down to Pret to get a roll, I think. I was tempted to get a Joe and the Juice for now, because I didn't really eat much in the lounge like you saw. I just had that banana really. Where am I going? Level 4. So I'm tempted to get a little cheeky Joe and the Juice for now, and then also grab a roll for the plane. It was actually kind of busy in the departure lounge when I was coming up. Let's see what it's like now. I was only up there for about 25 minutes. Yeah, it's still looking pretty busy. There are some decent food options here. And I'm gonna head on over to Pret. I like to get the Pret rolls for the flight because I feel like they last really well. Now I normally get the posh pickle sandwich, posh cheddar pickle I think it's called. Oh yeah, that's it over there, posh cheddar and pickle baguette. But I'll have a little mooch, Italian prosciutto baguette. That sounds quite nice. And they also have like a breakfast one over here, bacon, egg and mayo. Egg, mayo and avo. Ooh, smoked salmon and egg mayo breakfast baguette as well. Yeah, I think I'll go for the usual. So you can see that is my flight at the top there, delayed to 1:55, and gate info is at 12:45. So got another just over 10 minutes for the gate info. I'm gonna have a little browse in the tech store. I quite like the look of these Sony headphones. A lot of people like these as opposed to the Apple ones, the large Apple, what are they called? You know what I'm talking about, the Apple headphones. and they are $249, so they're a good bit cheaper. So I love the color of that one though. It's kind of like a mauve. Christmas decks are up in Harrods still. I didn't actually make it to Harrods this year for Christmas. Oh, and they do have a food section down the back. Let's go see if they have anything interesting. I did miss actually not going to the food hall this year. I just never got round to it. I feel like Christmas just kind of sprung up on me this year. Oh wow, look at those bars. Oh, I like the one that's in the traditional Harrods colour. That is so nice. How much are those? Does it say on them? It does not. I don't see prices for anything. Oh, they've got some lemon curd. Oh, lime and coconut curd actually. And blood orange curd. Some herbal teas, some more teas. Yeah, I wonder if things like, do they have prices on the boxes? Oh yeah, okay. So it's £5 for those tea bags. Looks like they've already got rid of all of their Christmas bits. Just down at the gate, I completely scoffed my Joe and the Juice sandwich. It was absolutely delicious. I did actually fly into Boots as well. I picked up a massive Smart water. Even though I have my own bottle, I just like to have lots and lots of water on the flight, because sometimes it can be a bit annoying, like having to go up and bother the cabin crew and stuff for more water, and I just find I drink so much on these longer flights. But I also got a couple of other bits. I got this nasal spray, which is essentially supposed to, I think, like prevent you getting a cold or something on the plane. But I also find stuff like this helps with not only protecting germs from getting in your nose, but also keeping your nose from getting like super dry. And then I also got some Benadryl, because literally everybody around me has been coughing since I got here. And if I do end up, unfortunately, getting ill from the airport or the plane, I find this so much better than the stuff that I get out in the US for just feeling better when you have a cold. Ooh, looks like we might be boarding. I am just on board now. They are still boarding the flight, but this is my seat. I've got the bulkhead in premium economy in row 10. This is seat B, so I'm guessing I'm going to have someone beside me, as I think this is a full flight and they've got the window seat. I just really like to have the aisle access. So they gave us our pre-takeoff drink. I went for sparkling wine. They had orange juice and water. And I'm just having a browse of the movies. I'm tempted to watch It Ends With Us, because I haven't seen it yet. I've heard such mixed things about it. Now obviously it's in the news again with the complaint from Blake Lively, so I don't know, I'll have a little browse and see what else there is. And then I've also got some stuff downloaded on my iPad as well.
Smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping, and the use of other smoking devices, is not permitted anytime whilst on board.
For too long I've kept my true feelings hidden, but now
Personal devices should have the flight safe flow screen enabled now.
So the food has just come out. I have gone with the cottage pie. I'll open it up and check it out. I am watching It Ends With Us. I'm actually enjoying it so far. All right, let's check out the cottage pie. Looks like the kind of cottage pie you'd get in a little, ready meal or something from Tesco. I'll give it a try, let you know what I think. Got a white bread roll then as well. There is a little salad over here. Looks like an orzo salad, I think. And then a Black Forest dessert here, and I got a little Coke Zero too. So we're a few hours into the flight now. The food actually was decent. That's probably one of the better meals I've had on a BA flight in a while. I think those kinds of meals, like the cottage pies and stuff, the ones that you would normally get in those like ready-made meal cartons. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like easy, like microwave meals. Those kinds of meals I feel like do better for me on planes than like, you know, getting like a chicken dish or a beef dish, because I just always find, I don't know, I just don't tend to like the meat that much. So yeah, I actually quite enjoyed the cottage pie, and I had the little salad that went with it as well. I didn't really like the dessert actually, which I thought was going to be the one thing I was going to like. But they did bring out some snacks and stuff as well. So I had some custard creams for dessert instead, which was really nice. I'm actually just watching Squid Games now. I don't actually even know if I like this. Kind of like invested by going through season 1 and now a couple of episodes into season 2, so I might stick with it. I enjoy the games, like, but I feel like this one's very story heavy. I don't know, let me know if you're watching it too, what you think. I enjoyed It Ends With Us though. I'm glad I actually watched a movie. It's been so long since I put on like the headset that you get and watch an actual movie that came. I just tend to like watch things on my iPad or my iPhone, whatever, and just have things downloaded ready to go. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. With our delay, it's looking like we're going to get into Orlando by about 6:30 instead of I think 4 p.m. So it's kind of like the worst kind of delay where it's a good few hours, but it's not long enough to qualify for compensation. It's only if you're 3 hours or more delayed that you will get any sort of compensation. So yeah, having like a 2.5 hour delay is kind of like the worst kind of delay. Here is the contents of the amenity kit. So we've got socks, eye mask, pen, toothbrush, toothpaste, and a lip balm. They just brought us out our pre-London meal. So I've got a savoury pastry. There was an option of chicken or a veggie wrap. So I've gone with the chicken one, and then I also got a nice cup of tea. We are about 20 minutes from London now. I think the seatbelt sign is just about to go on. I am so excited. We're basically landing during sunset is what it looks like. I am absolutely shattered though. I'm sure you can see it in my puffy face and eyes. I did not really sleep at all. But on the plus side, you know, it means that when I get in later, I'll be able to fall asleep pretty easy. Obviously with the later time landing, I won't get that much done this evening. I think I might just pop out and do a bit of a grocery shop, maybe in Walmart. There we go, there's our 20-minute announcement, and the seatbelt sign is on.
We'd ask that all customers now return to their seats to make sure that all of their personal belongings are safely put away in the overhead locker.
I have made it to Terminal C in Orlando. I am so happy to be here. It's been such a long day, but I finally had some good luck. I came out off the flight, went into the bathroom and came out, and the carousel was rolling, and I walked over to the carousel, just went to pop a couple of things from my backpack back into my cabin case from the flight, and ended up having to abandon that and run to the carousel to get my first bag, and then again to get my second bag. So I have everything. I've ordered my Lyft, actually, not an Uber. I did just compare the prices and went with a Lyft. I figured they'd be kind of fluctuating a lot because it is New Year's Eve. Normally when I'm with Rachel, we have to get an XL because we have two of us and lots of luggage, and I do find that Lyft doesn't have as big of a markup on the XL cars a lot of the time, so that's a good tip if you do need one of those. So I've popped out from security over here and I'm just waiting inside. It is roasting in here, but I imagine it's going to be even hotter outside. So I'm kind of just gathering myself before I head on out to wait, because I think the lift has got another 5 minutes to go. I love the little cute decorations they have on the baggage claim carousels here. Now, these are the carousels that you would come to as a domestic arrival, because you come into the departure lounge as a domestic arrival and then you come out here, out past security to get your bags, because you don't go through security when you're flying domestic. Now, if you end up taking a flight from Dublin where they have the pre-clearance, this is actually also where you would come to get your bags. This is where my mum and dad will come to get their bags when they do the pre-clearance in Dublin, because they land as a domestic just like any other US domestic flight. Check out the Christmas tree as well. It's so big. It comes up from the departure area down below right up through to arrivals. It is so nice. I love Christmas trees with those colorful lights. It's very nostalgic, and they've got some really pretty garlands then all around. So I've had a shower, freshened up and come to Walmart. I actually forgot to bring pajamas, so that's my main task, but already I'm getting distracted. I only needed one pair of pajamas and I'm already looking at several, and then maybe thinking of some pajamas for my sister. So yeah, I've definitely been fully distracted already. I think I'm a little bit delirious after all of that travel, especially with the delay. I feel like it does have an impact like on how refreshed you feel when you land. I'm just going to grab a couple of bits to do me for breakfast in the morning, and then I'll do a proper shop probably in Trader Joe's over the next couple of days. I just get so sucked in by their pajama section because the prices are so good. They're only $12.98 for these sets. You can see they've got this cute flamingo set, this like polka dot set. There's kind of like a floral set back here as well. And then their long sleeves with t-shirts are also $12.98. And these wash so well. They just look a lot more expensive. Okay, I'm getting away from the clothing section before I do more damage. I've already got several pairs of pajamas in my hands. I just want to get like some bagels, maybe a bit of cream cheese. And I think I have coffee already in the apartment. I'm getting distracted again. I'm down the sauce aisle. I don't think I mentioned, or maybe I did, I'm a bit delirious, that I'm staying in my friend's place. My friend lives here, so I'm staying in her place for a little bit and then I'm checking into Pop Century, and then later in this trip I'm also running a 10k and a marathon at Disney. So plenty to come from like staying on site, going to the parks, and then also obviously doing the big Run Disney event as well. But just in case you're curious, like I never vlog from my friend's place, like obviously for just keeping her privacy, location, all of that. So that's why you'll never see me like arriving in and showing a room tour or anything like that. But I will do when I get to Pop Century. I'm just gonna grab a couple of little bits that I need and I'm gonna get myself home to bed. So I guess I will leave this here. Tomorrow is going to be really exciting because I'm meeting up with a couple of friends that you probably recognize if you watch Disney vlogs, and I'm going to go to where am I going? I think we might be going to Blizzard Beach, potentially going to watch the fireworks in the evening. I think that's our plan, but that could change, TBC. Oh, we're going to Celebration as well. Lots of things planned. So I'm very excited for that. Anyway, I will leave you guys here in Walmart because I need my full attention to just get a few bits and get myself back to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching this travel day. I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope you'll subscribe and watch the rest of the series. In case you were curious, I got the flamingo pajamas and then these weekend vibes pajamas.